Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 10. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, y'all, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. Before we jump right into it, I just want to say that this is the most emotionally draining season that I've watched. It's duller than a box of rocks. My attention span is on zero, and it's becoming work to view it. And I don't like that. I like to watch TV that I want to watch, and I don't want to watch Married at First Sight. But anywho, child, let me hop off my soapbox because now I got that out the way. Day 18 of marriage. Claire and Cameron. So Claire and Cameron are waking up. She's saying, it was hot as hell in there last night. He was like, well, the thermostat's right there. See, that's why she don't like you now, Cam. Instead of you saying, well, I should have gotten up and turned it down for you, but here you go. So Cameron brings up him bringing up his father's health and why he said it so abruptly. He said, he didn't realize that he didn't communicate that to Claire. You don't? See, this is what I'm saying. You don't know that you didn't communicate to her that your father was on his deathbed? He said, well, he's been sick, so I've already kind of like grieved it. It is what it is. I feel like Cameron is trying to manipulate Claire by saying that he can't tell his dad that they're married because it could take his dad over the edge. If your dad is on his deathbed and you have any sort of a loving relationship, I think he would want to know that you are now creating your own family and in the care of someone else. Like, that didn't make no sense to me. I'm so confused. And you stated that y'all were going to have another wedding so your parents could witness it. So which one is it? I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. It sounds like a lie and the truth ain't in it. Moving forward. Brennan and Emily. So he's making breakfast and she's still apologizing for pink and green wig because they were acting a fool when they were sitting out on that patio. He says that he needed to stand up for their marriage and stand up for himself, and it just got a little bit heated. So then she goes, well, I'm always going to take your side. And, I didn't tell them to say whatever it is that they said. So she's worried that he may judge her based on the company that she keeps. And as she was speaking, I was just like, poor Emily. She is scared straight of messing up because we know Brennan will get mad in a minute. It is something about him that's very tick, 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 boom. You don't know it's coming, but all of a sudden he blow up Shawaites. Baby, he might be certifiable. But y'all ain't heard that from me, allegedly. So he said that he's going to treat it like it's a one-off and he's not going to blame her. Now, I hope that he means that. I feel like the friends meant well, but they were doing entirely too much. It was giving team too much. Pink and green wig, pack it the hell up. Austin and Becca. So they're playing this card game and she's giving out all kinds of sexual innuendos. She putting it down and he ain't picking it up. So I'm like, look, Becca, I don't know what needs to happen, but he not buying it. She's trying to drop little hints so they don't fall into the friend zone. But you say he's just a friend. You're definitely just a friend, Becca. That's it. That's it. That's all. You're a cool buddy that he likes to hang out with and play Nintendo 64 while you wear onesies. But he is not sexually attracted to you, my dear. Sex is the furthest thing from Austin's mind, Pink. It just is. Cameron and Claire. So they're sitting down, they're eating, scraping these plates, and he's trying to make this little joke. She's always annoyed, and now he's noticing that she's always annoyed. So he brings up to her that they seem to have hit a wall. So she's like, well, I feel like it's on both of us. But there is no romantic connection, but I feel like we're both trying. She says she doesn't think it's healthy. He then asks her if there's anything that turns her on about him. Now, she made up something, but again, I'm not buying what you're selling. She was like, well, like when you ask me if I'm okay, I like that. She says it's not there for her. She doesn't feel like it's natural for their relationship and where they are to be kissing and touching and doing all of that. He said, I can do that easily. I can go up to you and kiss you easily. She said, well, for me, not so much. And Cameron, I hope that you're understanding that she don't want your mouth on her. Okay, you might find it easy, but don't you kiss that woman. He said, even with the limited romance, I still feel connected to her. But why though? Why? I don't get it. You just sat in the confessional and said, I can tell that she doesn't want me. Even without the romantic connection, I still want her. What are y'all talking about? What has Claire done to make you so smitten? Quickly. Oh, you have nothing. Okay. I'm confused with the both of you. I really am. I think these two are in their heads. She doesn't know if he's attracted to her. He keeps telling her he's attracted to her, which makes her push further back. And then when she pushes away, he's like, I can't wait to get to her. I'm in love. And then when she makes little jokes to let him know, I am not attracted to you. Please social distance from me. That makes him even more attracted. I'm confused. What are y'all doing? Cameron, she don't give a damn. Baby, please stop. This is crazy. Both of y'all are saying that the other one's body language is not giving what their mouth is saying, but yet you're saying something that your body language ain't giving. So then he asks her if she sees it working out. Like, is there a 1% chance that it may work out? She said no. He said, oh no. She said, no, it's more. Girl, please. These two people right here need to hang it on up. I think that Claire just does not want to hurt Cameron's feelings and rip the Band-Aid off because it's clear that she's just passing time with her temporary roommate. It is clear as day. She will say no on decision day, guaranteed. I would be shocked if she didn't. I really would be shocked. Brennan and Emily. So they're going to do Pilates. Emily was so proud that he actually tried. She's so proud of you. Shout out to Drake. I feel like everybody is pretending this season. Everybody is pretending. What is this? It makes me feel like they hired paid actors. Are these crisis actors? Like, what is this? I'm just so confused. Day 19 of marriage. So all of the couples are meeting for a potluck. The food is a little scarce. Honey, I wouldn't eat nothing unless it came from a restaurant. So they're talking about Lauren and Orion and asking if they moved in together. No, ma'am. Nobody has moved in. Lauren or Orion. I wouldn't have even shown up if it were me. If I knew that Orion was going to be there, I would not have shown up. Why do I have to keep being subjected to him? And I'm asking for me, not for Lauren. Why do I have to I have said no. My decision day was 3 weeks ago. I don't want to keep seeing Orion. I don't want to see Jeffrey. So they talk about the housewarmings and he's finally arrived. Hey, sir. They're talking about the housewarmings and Brennan brings up him not being really romantically connected to Emily. Talking about, I just want to catch you guys up. Well, why do you have to tell them that to embarrass her? I ain't like that. Now you get in front of the experts and you don't want to reveal too much, but you get in front of these people and you're quick to tell them, I'm just not feeling her like that. I'm trying, but it's just not happening. Why are you telling them this? So Lauren goes, well, I feel like it's commendable. Because most people just give up. At least you guys are trying. Most people give up. Hint, hint, Orion. Okay. So then they sit down. Well, baby, it's about to be on. Okay. Orion thought that he was about to lie and she quickly cut that off. So he was like, yeah, so I know we haven't spoken to you guys for some time, but we decided to get a divorce. She said, no, you did. Not we. I decided to get a divorce. So then Emily said, well, when did this happen? Lauren said, you tell him, it happened so many times. Baby, the shade of it all. So he starts trying to explain. So then Brennan asked Lauren if she feels like Orion gave it a chance. And she said no, because he didn't. He ran at the first sign of trouble. He was out of there like he had skates on his feet. So then she tells them that he called her a failure and slut shamed her for having sex 2 months prior to the wedding, and he never apologized for how he made her feel. I was so happy that she was lifting his veil and telling him how he made her feel, because she has been tiptoeing around his feelings since the honeymoon. She makes sure not to upset him, not to say too much, afraid of how he may feel. But baby, she was with it today. She was. So he claims, no, I did apologize to you. She said, no, you did not. So then she starts to cry. Lauren, save the tears. He don't give a damn. He doesn't care about your tears. I wouldn't give him the satisfaction. Do not cry for him. Okay. What did Mary J. Blige say? I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to shed no tears. Okay, please don't cry for this man, honey. Don't cry for me, Argentina. He switches it up like always. He says, well, I mean, if that's your truth, then that's your truth. Ugh. He would drive me nuts. He would literally drive me insane. He would really drive me crazy. So then Lauren goes, you're such a gaslighter, bro. Orion likes to play pretend. He pretended to want to be married, pretended to be a nice guy, pretended to be a positive spokesperson for his culture when he's not. He's living in the land of make-believe. Everything about him is pretend. I wouldn't even engage him, but that's just me. Because my ignore game is strong. Baby, I would act like you didn't even walk in the building. Don't speak to me, honey. Don't come for me unless I send for you. So she called him right on out. She's telling him he's a gaslighter and is. He says, well, my feelings for her never came back after what went on in the honeymoon. So, I didn't think that it would be beneficial for us to stay together. So then Emily goes, do you feel like you guys gave up too soon? Emily, keep up. They have already asked that. Okay. I see how you tune out Brennan, baby, because he asked that like 5 minutes ago. Lauren said, yes, I didn't want to get a divorce, but he did. He says no. She says yes. This is so uncomfortable. I hate to get with a couple that argues. Lauren and Orion could never go nowhere with me because they're going to get together and they're going to get to arguing. And I don't like that. These two hashing things out in front of everyone even made me uncomfortable. I was like, oh, should we give y'all a minute? Like, what is happening? So then Cameron says, well, Lauren, you're not alone. Okay. Me and Claire, we don't align on the big things. But this is where the two of them confused me. This whole episode was a ball of confusion because she's like, he's the greatest. And then he's saying, I'm head over heels for her. She's the smartest, most beautiful, greatest woman I've ever met. She's like, don't make me cry. He's like, I could never. I'm like, what are y'all saying? Say what now? Y'all leave me alone. Y'all go away from me with this. He said they don't agree on how they would raise their kids, religious or non-religious. They're still trying to figure it out. So then Austin goes, well, this conversation was emotional, but as far as us, I just need to work through some things. I want to really know her heart and know who she is before we get to the serious things. Austin, you've been wearing your hat backwards a little bit too damn long because that makes absolutely no sense. How are you going to get to know her heart and get to know who she is if you don't get to the serious things? You're afraid to upset her. And that gives me that you're just wasting time. Becca is emotional because everyone is struggling. Lauren is crying. Becca is crying. Now everybody crying. The experts are really messing with these people's lives and emotions. This is the saddest, most gloomy season of Married at First Sight ever. And I cannot take all of this. Now, it is the winter time and I suffer from seasonal depression. I can't be sad watching Married at First Sight and try to get y'all a little bit of, a little chuckle. I can't chuckle it up when y'all ain't doing nothing but confusing me, infuriating me, and pretending like you like each other when you damn don't. Separate every last one of you. Everybody says no, fade the screen to black because this just don't make no sense. Everybody's crying. What is wrong? So Lauren is in her confessional saying how, she didn't know that everybody else was struggling and she didn't like how she wasn't able to continue on in her marriage or whatever she was saying, honey. She falls down to her knees and she's crying. A producer comes over and she blankets Lauren to try to help her. Now, I was about to get mad when I saw Lauren fall to her knees, but then I thought about something. Lauren is probably still feeling the effects of her mom's death. And then she jumped into this experiment and it's another loss. That is overwhelming. Plus, she has no one to turn to. Her mom was her confidant, her best friend, her everything. And she thought on her wedding day that her mom had sent her a sign that this was a go. And then she got an Orion. Okay? So she's trying to pull herself together. However, Lauren, stand up. Okay? Stand up. I'm on my way to Denver. We're about to put on some freakum dresses. And we about to go outside with it. Forget Orion. Okay, he has nothing to cry about. He don't even know who the hell he is. He's an imposter. We don't have time to worry about an imposter, girl. You didn't even get to know the real him. He's weak sauce. Okay, he's weak sauce. Please do not let him manipulate you into anything other than feeling like this should be a sigh of relief. Please let this man go. Moving forward. Over on the other side, after the therapy session, Claire and Cameron are talking about how it was shocking to see the other couples. They're also going through things. So Cameron is like, Becca and Austin are really avoiding the tough conversations. Somehow Claire found a way to make them the superior couple by saying, what I can say about us is that we're both really honest. So as long as we're honest, we can last. Claire, you and Cameron are far from honest. You're not honest with your feelings about him because you're not attracted to that man. Cam, you're not honest about anything. I don't even know if Cameron is your real name. Your dad is sick. Your dad's not sick. Your dad's going to see a wedding that's going to happen, but your dad shouldn't know about the wedding that you just had because you don't want to upset your dad who's sick. I don't buy anything that you're saying. So Cameron said, looking at everyone else, it made me see that I need to be a little bit more selfish and worry about me. And I just don't think we can get past this hurdle. I just have to take a deep breath. What? I don't even know. I don't know. Becca and Austin, Emily and Brennan. So all four of them meeting up. I think that Austin went over to Emily and Brennan's place and Becca is over at their place. So Emily and Becca are talking. Becca is telling her that they do have some issues, but they're just going to have to work through it. And she's just going to have to be patient. Over on the other side with Brennan and Austin, Austin is like, we're good. Or we're good. The two of you need to talk, Austin. You're not good. Back over with Emily and Becca, Emily is telling Becca that Brennan isn't attracted to her because she asked him. Here you go, Becca. No, he's attracted to you. There's no way. It's got to be something else that he doesn't even know. Or someone else. But see, this is why you have issues, Becca. You hear the truth and you still come up with your own conclusion. How you gonna tell her this man is attracted to her when he's clearly not? He's telling her without telling her that he isn't attracted. Now, I'm glad that you're being nice to Emily, but you gotta keep it real. Because after she said that, Emily's like, yeah, see, that's what I thought. Now, Emily, I know that you've never been in a relationship before, honey. So as your big virtual sister out here on YouTube land, I'm going to tell you right now, do not waste any more time with Brennan. It doesn't even matter about the attraction at this point. He's scary. He's a hairy, scary monster, allegedly. Okay, that's how I see him. And I don't think that you should waste any more time with him. It doesn't matter if he's attracted to you or not. Run to the nearest exit. Okay, just run. Back over with Brennan and Austin. He's telling Austin, I'm not getting a divorce. Divorce is not an option. I mean, in my past, I had immediate attraction to the women that I was with. And then he told people that he would trust the process. And if he could take a pill for being attracted to Emily, he would. But he has to do it the natural way. If my so-called husband describes being tied to me in that way, he'd be taking a pill, all right. It'll be a hard pill to swallow that you will be receiving a Dear John letter and I would be on the I-10 Baby, I wish you would describe me as, well, I got to do it the natural way. I wish I could take a pill to be attracted to her. That is awful. But again, you want to sit in front of the experts and, I don't want to hurt Emily's feelings. Let's not do that. But you say this? Okay. Back over with Becca and Emily. She's telling her, you do know that you're attractive no matter what, right? You do know that, right? I don't think that she feels that or knows that about herself. I don't. So Emily's breaking down because it's really affecting her. And I was like, oh, now y'all know Emily is my girl. And I really hate to see her so upset over Brennan and his inability to be real and effectively communicate his feelings. It hurts a person more when they have to wonder. When they have to wonder if you care or not, or if you like them and your actions are showing otherwise, it hurts more. Just keep it real. There's not a happy person in sight. Austin's hats are about the happiest person on this season. And that's it. That is it. Brennan thinks he's hotter than he is. Let's just keep it real. He really thinks that he's the hottest guy on this season and he ain't. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you, Emily. Okay? I'm speaking directly to you, honey. There is nothing wrong with you. Moving forward. This is a classic case of it's not you, it's him. Period. Don't let this deter you from finding true love. Day 23 of marriage. So Dr. Pia is paying the couples a visit. I know Dr. Viviana and her pretty dresses are so happy to be done with this show. Oh, I know she happy, child. Cameron and Claire. Oh, side note, honey, Dr. Viviana, I'm about to be with you, honey. I'm about to put my 2 weeks notice in because these people are wearing me thin. Cameron and Claire are the first visit. She comes in, she notices that they aren't wearing their rings. Cameron says, well, we've come to terms that this isn't viable. So Dr. Pia looking like, what? She said, well, do you think you could work through it? He said, well, I want to, but I realize it's a roadblock with how we're going to raise our kids. She said, well, for me, it's the lack of romance. He then says, I'm falling for her, but to protect myself, I'm pulling away. He says, I do feel heard when I'm with her. Of course you do. She's a therapist. If it's one thing she gonna do is listen. So then Dr. Pia is trying to figure out, what have you guys tried? You're saying you tried everything. Like what? They've tried nothing because Claire does not and is not attracted to that man. So Dr. Pia suggests that they be in the moment and not talk about serious things until they're in the presence of an expert. An expert is not going to be there forever. So that's not viable and that's not good advice. And the last time y'all advised the couple to just hang out, we got Clint and Gina boot scoop boogieing all over Nashville and it was still a no. Yes, they should have fun with each other, but they should also be keeping it real. You only have a limited amount of time and they cannot wait for y'all to be present to talk. If that's the case, they never would because y'all go MIA. He basically said, Dr. Pia, I hear you. Okay. And I respect it, but I'm going to need to sleep on it. And I respected that. I'm glad that he's being realistic. You need to be giving them the tools for the tough conversations, not just saying, well, wait until there's a mediator. No, you have to give them something to actually implement to get past the hurdle. Like, what is happening? Even if they do exactly what you say, the facts don't change. It's time to retire Married at First Sight. I fear we have enough love television. If they want to be married to a stranger, they need to audition for Love is Blind because Married at First Sight is just not doing what it's supposed to do. It's not giving what's supposed to be gave. Emily and Brennan. Emily, girl, you in this little blouse tucked into these jeans, ma'am. Ma'am, if you don't spruce it up, I said, baby, what is going on here? Baby, zhuzh it up a little bit. It wasn't, it was giving, I don't know what it was giving, child. It was a mess. So Dr. Pia arrives after walking down the hallway. And so she comes in, she sits down. She's asking, how's it going? Emily said, well, it was rocky for a little bit, but we're back on track. See, this is what I'm talking about, pretending. So then he says, well, there's a disconnect. She said, yeah, but there's the disconnect. Dr. Pia said, right now? Yeah, there's a disconnect. Well, then how are you back on track if you're disconnected or are no longer in service? Girl, what are you saying? Emily wants him to talk about his emotions more. So he agrees that he needs to do that. So Dr. Pia says, well, are there things that have turned you off? He says, okay, let's be mindful of Emily. And sir, if you don't watch your tone with Dr. P, okay, please watch your tone. She said, I am being mindful of her. So she asked if she did something that felt like she wasn't being mindful. He said, well, I mean, it has to be tough to hear these types of things. So then she turns to Emily. She said, are you uncomfortable? Emily said, girl, no. I stopped being uncomfortable a long time ago, honey. After my hair got knotted up, I stopped being uncomfortable. So then Dr. Pia was like, I'm wondering if there's something else there. So she asked him if he holds back so he won't hurt her feelings. He says, yeah, I'm very mindful of being respectful to her, and I'm not going to say anything to make it worse. Now, really and truly, I think he's being mindful of how he's perceived on TV, but that's just me. So Dr. Pia realizes that Emily's body language and, her facial expressions make you go, So she said, what's going on with your facial expressions and your body language? She said, oh, that's just her. So Dr. Pia is telling him, I'm talking to Emily. He said, yeah, I'm trying to help. This is my wife. She said, I don't need your help. I'm speaking to Emily. Emily, blink twice if you need to be rescued. Okay. Because since when do you need to speak for Emily? You are controlling and manipulative, and you're trying to make sure that she doesn't say anything to make you look bad or tarnish your reputation on this show. And you ain't fooling me. If you didn't know, Dr. P ain't one of those. She was being real calm, but I feel like she has it in her to get you together. You don't run nothing but your mouth. And really and truly, you only care about your reputation, not Emily's feelings. Let's just keep it real. Emily, don't you sit there and fall for that. She's my wife. Don't you fall for that. So Emily goes, no, I'm fine. I'm great. She said, okay, well, what was all the squinting? He's like, that's a thinking face, right? Tell her it's a thinking face. Let her answer, not you, her. She said, yeah, it's a thinking face, but it's also frustration. Dr. Pia said, I thought so. Brennan is the type to try to feed you your thoughts after he's been browbeating you all day long before you get in front of company. I was good to you today, wasn't I? Everything was good today, right? When we get in front of these people, everything's fine, right? Oh, honey, that's scary. Brennan says, well, I just feel like the feelings aren't there. So then Dr. Pia asks him if there's an emotion attached to that, and what's really going on. He's like, I can't think of any. And then she says, well, I see that you do care about Emily. Maybe you're being protective. No, ma'am. He is not being protective of Emily. If anything, it's protection of his damn self. He is not being protective of Emily. So she suggests that they go to individual counseling to get in touch with their emotions. But she was really talking to Brennan. Well, baby, what'd she say that for? He said, no, I'm not talking about them because there are none. Like, you're trying to make me have an emotion, but I don't have any. So now they're having this power struggle. Dr. Pia, just keep it real with him. He needs therapy because something is off about him. Just say that. I know you can't say it on TV, girl, so I'm going to say it through this review. Him and his shifty eyes and his questionable character need to be evaluated, because who switches up like that? Becca and Austin. So it's their turn. Dr. Pia jumped right in. She asked about the intimacy. Becca's like, well, I like to make out with him, but he just moves slower. So he was like, yeah, I need a deeper connection, not just banging. So Dr. Pia said, I don't think it would be just banging. I call bull. He is not as all in as he pretends to be. And I noticed it on that honeymoon, and he ain't fooling me. Becca was like, well, if it were up to me, basically she would have already taken a trip down to Pound Town. He's like, well, that's great to hear. I just move slow. Even other women that I've been with, they've complained about the same thing. Yeah, right. You would have been jumped Claire's bones a long time ago. If you were matched with Claire, which I think would be more physically your type, it would have been over. Them hats would have been to the side. All that so-called chemistry that you and Becca have, and you're like, I need to move slow. Now, don't get what I'm saying misconstrued. What I'm saying is, it's okay to take your time. These people are strangers. You don't just jump in bed with every Tom, Dick, and Harry that you meet. But I don't buy some of the excuses that these men are giving. They're not being real. The way that Austin looked up at Becca tells me that he does not want to hurt her, but there's not going to be any sex. So please don't hold your breath. So Dr. Pia goes, well, talking about sex is a form of foreplay. He said, oh, please. We don't need her to be any more ramped up and amped up than she already is. Now, have y'all ever heard a man that is physically attracted to this woman or any woman say, I don't want her to be amped up about sex more than she already is? Okay. Claire and Cameron. So they're talking, and he just flat out asked her, do you want me to leave? She said, what? I don't want to tell you what to do, but I would miss you if you left. He says, well, I want to love you. I want to be here. She doesn't want him to feel forced to stay. Cameron then asks if she sees a future with him, over and over, and interrupting her and won't let her get a word in edgewise. Why are you doing this? She said, I don't know. Cameron, you're annoying. And Claire, just say no. I think Cameron is trying to force Claire to be straight up with him, and he knows the real, but he's trying to force her to say it out of her mouth. That's what this is. He's trying to force her to say it. He says, well, you know what? I'm going to sleep in the spare bedroom and we'll see how it goes. Oh, baby, that is the married at first sight kiss of death. I don't think I remember any couple coming back after separate bedrooms. I don't know now. Y'all aren't compatible, and that is okay. Just own it, because you're getting on my nerves. Moving forward. Cameron, stop trying to force her to tell you what you already know. And Claire, stop stringing him along. It's like one of these broken chains on those bikes that he fixes. You know the chain hanging off and you ain't gonna be able to go no damn way until it gets repaired. So you just throw the whole bike away. Emily and Brennan. Y'all like my analogy? Oh, child. So now that Dr. Pia is gone, Emily is allowed to speak. So he's telling her that he can't help how he feels. Emily said, well, I just wanted you to say what those feelings were. He says, yes, but then she asked me to disclose feelings for you, and there are none. He doesn't think he needs therapy for that. She then says, well, I think you do have feelings. He said, for you? She said, no, just in general. Well, baby, what'd she say that for? Then he snaps. He's like, okay. See, this is why I'm getting frustrated. What am I not expressing feelings about? Why are you so hostile? That's all I want to know. She said, I don't know why you're getting heated. He said, well, you haven't brought up any topics either. Emily said, duh. This is not a real show. This is crazy. Not duh. She said, duh. I know it's a two-way street. These two are arguing with a mouthful of food. This is insane. She said, if anybody should be upset, it should damn be me. Honey, I know that's right. Emily said, I just left the thing feeling good, so I don't know what's going on. He said, well, I didn't leave it feeling good because I don't like being told to go to therapy. It's never going to happen. Oh, well, baby, pack it up then. That's the statement that told me all I needed to know. Emily, get out on decision day, okay? Don't try to make this work now, honey. It's not going to work. Becca and Austin. He's pretending that he wants more than kissing, but he really doesn't. And that was the end of the episode. I'm not even about to go around and about with Emily and Becca and Brennan and Annie and Minnie and Miney and Mo. I'm getting confused as to who's even here. Lauren is falling to her knees on the ground. Orion keeps coming back for what I don't know. And next episode, they playing with Michael's emotions yet again. Wrap it the hell up. We do not have time to introduce Michael and his new bride. We on episode 10. I really only want y'all to have 12 episodes tops. And let's get down to decision day. Okay, this right here is a fool. Y'all comment down below and tell me if you watched this episode. If you didn't, I filled you in. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.